Good morning. Welcome back to Expat Insights. I'm your host, Raju Mandhian. Here at Expat Insights, we take external views of internal successes by foreigners, expats, and immigrants who have made Philippines their home and are doing well in Philippines, either in business or society. So the second portion of this today's show, talking about freedom and power, we have a guest, a life coach, one of the biggest life coaches in the Philippines, Mr. Bjorn Martinov. And he has currently authored this book, wonderful book called The Exponential Power. Oh, Develop Exponential Power. And I'm still in the middle of it, and he's here to talk about freedom and power to us. Bjorn, welcome back to Expat Insights.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a true pleasure, and you fill the show. You fill the
I
studio.
Yeah, we were joking outside. I'm probably 4 times your size now. Maybe
No.
Really.
You do yourself a lot of injustice, you know. Me, at least, you do a lot of injustice to me. I'm half your size.
Half my size.
So, Bjorn, let's first talk about your journey into coming out with this book.
Yes. Oh, okay, fantastic. So basically, it's been a life journey for myself.
Yeah.
I've grown up in an environment where I was basically suppressed by someone who meant well for me, who wanted to do well by me, but didn't know how.
Okay.
And basically, what he did, it was my father. You know, and he basically always told me, "Oh, you'll never make it. You're not responsible. You're not this. You're not that."
Mm-hmm.
And that itself wasn't even the problem. The problem was that I started to believe it.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Because in my life, he was an authority figure,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so it meant a lot to me what he said and the opinion he held about me.
Mm-hmm.
So that set off a journey, basically, that had me want to prove him wrong my entire life.
Right.
And it took a while. And I did overcome to a large degree, you know, the sentence that he basically gave to my life.
Right.
That I will never make it.
Mm-hmm.
And along the way, I was able to pick up gems and wisdom that I was able then to place into this book and hopefully pass on to other people who might also want to explore bringing out that inner power that's available to all of us.
Wow, I feel like Oprah sitting here with you.
You are, aren't you the
I
Filipino
kid you not. For a minute, I thought I was Oprah. But let me ask you. I was just thinking.
I'm a big fan.
I was just thinking, what would Oprah ask? I think Oprah would ask you, have you forgiven him?
Oh, absolutely, I have.
Yeah.
But it took a while.
Yeah.
It took a while. And it took a lot of healing within myself.
Mm-hmm.
And about 6 months before he died, we had a final really
heart-to-heart
conversation
Yeah.
on the phone. Because he lived in another continent.
Yeah.
I had to have my sister go to his house with her cell phone so I could have this conversation. But we basically talked for a good half hour to an hour, and where I shared with him my appreciation for him.
Yeah.
And the difference he's made in my life, because I was able to turn something that was initially devastating and so negative for me. I was able to turn it around into something positive.
Wow. Bjorn, I've known you for 5 years, and this is the first time I hear this story. And I've always thought you were such a powerful human being, such a beacon of light for people half your size. At least half your size, no?
So, actually, just to share with you, Raju.
Yeah.
If you had talked to me 20 years ago,
right,
I would have been a very different person. I was an introvert. I call myself a recovered introvert, because I'm much more of an extrovert these days.
Yeah.
But at the time, if I had spoken to more than one person at the same time, I would have stuttered to the point where my speech would have not been recognizable.
Oh gosh.
I had to sometimes slap myself to get myself back in the space of saying things. And today I speak in front of 500 people and more. It's been a dramatic.
Call it a brand new. It's a brand new world.
Call it getting outside the box, right?
Call it what you want to call it.
Call it destroying the box. Call it a miracle, right? But that's what happened.
I would call it that you have redesigned your destiny.
Absolutely.
You have created your own
That's what
future.
this book is all about.
I want to make a little quick confession before I start asking you questions now.
Okay,
20 years ago, had you met me,
Yes.
I was an out-of-box kind of a guy.
Nice.
In the last 20 years, I've kind of gone in.
You gone into the box?
Yeah. No, I'm not gone into the box. I've gone into the ocean. I've gone deep into the ocean, and I've discovered gems of wisdom which have made me a different person too. But thankfully in my life, nobody was around to label me anyway. I mean, they were all happy. It's just that I realized that there's pride, like the little girl who was here, she was mentioning, and there was anger.
She's still here watching.
Yeah,
she's not so little.
watching,
She's
yeah.
actually quite.
I mean, for me, little,
quite cute,
because
no?
many years ago I saw her as a baby, so don't say that.
Okay, you're changing her diapers.
So, yes, and for me
blushing
it's been
now.
a different road. She can blush outside of TV. You know? So let me ask you, Bjorn, now, what have you learned in this transformation of yours? No? Have you learned anything similar to what this young couple was talking about, or is this something that you can give me insight into? Talk to me about ego, because I think they were mentioning ego. So how do I recognize it? How do I manage it? And how do I always have a handle on it as life moves on? What are your recommendations, Don? You're a master. I had a quick look into this book, and it's beautiful. Guys, buy this. I don't know where it's available, but buy it. I'll have you put this up on Kindle, though.
Definitely, maybe you can assist.
I can help you with that.
Fantastic.
So go ahead, tell me, ego.
Yeah, so ego. But before we go to ego, you mentioned what the young
Lovely
gentleman
lady
and
Geeta.
young
Geeta, she's
lady
here, yeah.
mentioned earlier, right? They were talking about anger, fear, right? Peer pressure.
Right, peer pressure, envy.
Pride,
yeah.
envy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So those, I agree, those things we need to let go of. We need to drop them.
Yeah.
Right? But what I've learned along the way is that not just do we need to drop those things, because those are all ego-related.
They're all ego-related.
They're all ego-related because they're mostly about...
Can you help me with that? How exactly are they related?
Hold on,
Okay. Yeah. Peace, brother. Peace, yeah.
They're ego-related, right? Because they're all about the self. Yes? There's power when we realize that. We can put on the brakes as soon as we realize these things are happening. Yes? But just like in a car, you take off the brakes, right? You let them go. Doesn't mean that the car is really going faster. Just because you let go of the brakes doesn't mean that you're yet moving forward. Yeah?
Okay,
right?
I'm with
So
you.
you're sitting at a stoplight, you're on the brakes, now you let go of the brakes.
Okay.
What's happening? Unless you have an automatic, nothing's happening. Even if you have an automatic, it may just move very slowly, right?
Unless somebody comes and bumps you from behind.
Somebody bumps you from behind, which can happen in life, right? We all know that. What did you just see? You just saw something, right? What did you see?
I don't know. I was sitting in a
just had a
car,
memory-
took my foot off the brake, and then a big truck comes and goes boom.
Boom.
Yeah, okay.
That happened to me one time when I got fired
Yeah.
from a job. Right? That was kind of like a boom, right? So here's your future, and like, oh my God, the future's coming.
Okay, John, come back to it. Come back to it. You know, the cameraman
Okay,
wants
so again, going back to releasing the brake. So dropping it is like releasing the brake,
Okay.
which is very important. You don't really realize how important dropping the brake is until you try to apply the gas, and all of a sudden you put on the gas, and it's like putting in a lot of effort into something, but you're not moving forward.
What am I not doing yet?
Yeah, it's like something you're putting on the gas on the car,
Yeah.
but you forgot to remove the foot from the brake. So the engine's revving up, it's struggling, it's flexing its muscles, right? It
Yeah.
wants to move forward, but it's not.
Right.
At best, it may be spinning some wheels, right?
Right.
It's
At
a fun
least
thing in
giving
the US,
out
we call
smoke
it
in the
a
back,
burnout, right?
letting
There's a
out
lot of smoke
Yeah.
coming from the tires,
Yeah.
right? From all the heat,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
friction, right? But you're not moving.
So what am I doing? Come on, hurry
What am
up.
I doing wrong, right? I gotta let go of the brakes.
All right, come on, move the
Very
car.
important, very important.
Yeah.
Right? But now what do I do next? All right? It's
Yeah.
important. It's like dropping what's not working is one thing, but what's the other side of the coin, right? And that's what the book's about. It's the other side of the coin.
Power. Okay.
It's Well, it's power, but also what's the elements? What are the different elements of power? Yeah, because power really breaks down to different things. Power could mean so many things to different people.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes it has a negative connotation to it, especially when people relate to power as force.
Give me two perspectives on power, if you don't mind.
Two perspectives, like?
I mean, like you said, power means so many things to people. Huh?
Yeah, well, like one aspect would be force, right?
Okay.
Another aspect might be manipulation. Yeah.
All right. Those are still
or
negative,
war,
maybe,
right? Or
yeah.
sometimes politics.
Yeah.
Yeah. When people relate to power as something negative, right, it's usually related as force. They relate to it as if it was force, meaning somebody is having some power over someone else that has them do something they don't want to do. So that's, I call that force.
Okay, yeah, right.
I don't call that power. Power is more intrinsic. It's something that comes out of you. It's something that maybe inspires people rather than forces people to move on.
Can I quickly throw in a question, then get out right away? Yeah. I wanna ask you if no, this is just quick. I mean, for me, this is for me, for Raj. Not maybe people are watching, but I feel, to me, the biggest power I gain or acquire when I feel I'm powerful is when I'm forgiving. When I'm forgiving, that's the only time. Sure. And I'm not saying that I'm forgiving all the time, but whenever I'm successfully forgiving, I feel powerful. So is that one aspect or one perspective on power?
Well, it's a step towards one aspect.
Okay, it's not it.
Well, it's a step towards it.
Okay.
What do you see as the highest level of forgiveness?
What do I see? Is that a question to me?
Yeah, that's a question to you personally.
Highest level of forgiveness is total, absolute, zilch error forgiveness. Zilch, as in like when I don't even consider envy or regret or disappointment. Don't even consider it. Doesn't even pop up in my mind.
Okay, very good. So that's to me, that's a step towards the ultimate forgiveness.
Right.
Did ever something happen to you or something really bad happened and you were upset about it, but in the end it turned out for the better?
Just like in your story with your father, similar to that. As I can't recall anything that dramatic, but little ones, yes, little ones.
Right?
But I'm not sure if they turned out to be good by their own nature, but rather than as to what I did afterwards.
I'm not talking about their own nature. When I look back at my life, the entirety of my life, there is very little, if any, that I could say that didn't support me in the long run. Any incidences, anything bad that happened. You know, people have done some very bad things. You know?
Sorry to hear that. You know.
Well, don't be sorry, because in the end, it gave me the strength to move forward. Overcoming that challenge, right, has given me now access to some strength that I know I could survive that.
Yeah.
You know? Now it's like, bring it on.
You become like Superman.
It's like you become even more powerful because you've now handled that challenge.
Great. I understand.
And so the next level of forgiveness then is no longer forgiveness at all. Now it's become gratitude.
Okay.
So that's the higher level of forgiveness. When you can actually see and feel that you were blessed by this incident,
by this relationship.
That looked so horrible. That was so devastating.
Oh, you sound spiritual. You sound like a holy man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not, but...
Yeah, but you do sound like one. You could make the next Dalai Lama. You can make the next Dalai Lama. Good, so I get it. I
Maybe
get
in
it.
another lifetime.
No, but right now, in a black suit right now. I get it. I understand. What you're saying is that after living through this, after succeeding through this, after getting a handle on all these things positively, you suddenly realize that whatever comes your way has, well, I'm not being supremely philosophical that it has a reason. No, it doesn't have a reason. But whatever comes your way, you know that you go finish the cup. Sorry. You have acquired the ability to convert it to, using a cliche, you have been able to make lemonade out of a lemon in life. It's not a very good cliche, but that's fine for today.
I think it works.
It works for today.
And practical is always good.
Good. So I'm happy. So now you're saying that fear, anger, pride, and then envy, or in terms of keeping up with the Jonases that the guests a while ago were mentioning, you're saying it's all ego-related. And
that's what puts on the brakes on your life.
Yeah.
That's what puts the brakes on your destiny.
So going back to the metaphor, release the brake, put on the gas, what else do I do beyond?
Yeah, so maybe the car is one metaphor. Right?
Yeah.
So the other metaphor is that of a hot air balloon, let's say.
Yeah, what do I do? What do I do?
Let's say you're in a hot air balloon, right, and you want to increase your altitude.
Yeah.
So one way of increasing your altitude is by dropping some weight. So
there you go. Drop it.
You can drop it, right? You can drop the fear, you can drop the anger, you can drop the pride, you can drop the ego, right? But at some point, even though you've dropped all the weight and there's nothing left to drop, the balloon will still go down.
Man, you're not giving me any hope here.
The balloon will still, at first, stay level, right? And eventually, it'll go down. Everything comes down, right?
And what do I need to do?
What you need to do is you need to put on the heat.
I need to put on the heat.
That's right.
I need to light a fire inside the balloon.
Yes. But
And
you are really the balloon. You need to light the fire inside yourself.
Great. This was very Oprah-like moment for me a while ago. So these are two Oprah-like moments. So beyond thanks.
Yeah,
I think this.
Oprah's my idol. Maybe someday I'll be fun.
She's not my idol, but it just happened that I realized this sounded Oprah-like. My idol's you. So beyond, thank you very much. I get an insight on the insight shared by Geeta and Ravi. Yeah. And so last couple of minutes, if you want to plug this book, if you want to plug your
Have we already done?
coaching.
I can't say any more.
I mean, do you want to say anything else? Do you have a seminar, a workshop, a coaching session?
You know, Raju, one of the things, we do public seminars. Not very many, but we do some. But mostly our work is focused on working with CEOs of the most prestigious, most sophisticated organizations in the world.
Yeah.
Geographically, we do that mostly in Asia.
Yeah.
We work with the very largest corporations and with the largest, biggest CEOs that are
Lucky
here in Asia. And we work with their team. So really, we're one of the very few, if maybe even the only one, organization that is focused on executive development solely on that level. Not just we also do CEOs and we also do executive teams.
You focus on the boardroom alone.
We really focus on that. Mm-hmm. And so we sort of specialized in that. It's something we kind of fell into because it was the most natural fit for us.
Man, given your size and given
my size, right?
And given this fantastic book.
And speaking about, how to let go of attachment, I think it's important because I also speak about that in my book. I talk about the power of detachment, right? I was very attached at one point to finding the right person in my life, which eventually I did, but I had to, using the law of attraction, using all that, I had to at some point let go of the specifics and really say, and this is what I really like about the Philippines, you can talk about God, is that God, this is my list of what I want. And I've made an 8-page list of what I want. And my friend Steve Miller in California says, you're nuts, this person doesn't exist, right? Yeah. And so I said, God, here's my list. You do with this what you want. You give me not what I want, but what's best for me. And maybe in consideration of my list.
Well, congratulations.
Next day, I met my wife.
Lovely Vicky,
Yes.
So congrats for a happy life. And also congratulations for having changed your life dramatically. And good luck with your book.
Thank you.
And if you want to announce your website or your phone number, now is your moment.
Okay, great. You can reach me at 0917 523-4296. The book should be in the bookstores in the next couple of weeks or so.
Goody.
Yeah, hopefully on Kindle as well.
Yeah.
Depends on how busy I am making this happen. My website is www.fortune100coach.com or f1c-international.com. Those are the two websites.
Anyway, we'll put it up on YouTube and Facebook again on top.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
All right. Gracias, senor, and salamat.
Sir,
and
thanks
mabuhay.
for having me on the show.
No, it was wonderful.
You're the best.
I'm the best.
You're the best.
I'm the male Oprah of Asia.
You're the bestest.
I'm the pinaka-bestest.
Pinaka-bestest.
Thanks for doing that. So thank you for watching Expert in Science, and that was, of course, Bjorn Martinov, the biggest coach in Asia. And I'll see you next week with Malcolm Warren and his lovely wife, Nikki, and we are going to talk about bone health. Good night, mabuhay, and have a great weekend.
Hang on.